Hi my loves, how's it going? How are you guys doing? So welcome back to another video. I am not good with like sticking to something long term. I guess life just got like ahead of me and things just a little bit, this I kind of just post on YouTube as like a bit of a hobby just for myself as well a lot of the times, just so I can kind of like look back on certain things as well, so it kind of just becomes like a bit of a online memory too. But yeah, like today I thought I'll do like a sit down, get ready with me, and kind of just talk about some things that have been weighing a bit heavy on me recently. And I thought I'll do like a get ready with me as well. I've put everything on like a little seat in front of me because I don't have like a table I can use. But I'm just gonna do my eyebrows for now. I have some like elf products I can use afterwards, which I'm actually quite looking forward to doing because it's like a dupe of the Anastasia Beverly like brow freeze, and I actually really like that product, but it's just pricey for me. Like its original price is like £22, which is like quite out there for the product to not last like that long. And I can get it on sale, but like even still it's like £18 something. That's quite a lot for me. Maybe one day if I have enough like points on Cult Beauty or something like that, or like Look Fantastic, then I'll buy it for myself. But yeah, like aside from like that, basically I've just been like, or at least I found that I was in like a bit of a rut, and I feel like I'm kind of like just stuck and I can't seem to get out of that. Like I've lost interest in like all like the hobbies and stuff I used to do, and like I used to do quite a few different things. I used to like write a lot of blogs before. I used to post content on like TikTok or at least Instagram. I used to like read. I used to love to draw. I love to do scrapbooking. And I feel like I just not done a lot of that, especially bullet journaling for like a really, really long time. And I don't know how long, but it's been a long time. So it just kind of like, I don't know, but I feel like those little joys that I had and like things I used to do to like ground myself have not kind of been in place for like a long time. And I don't know, but I've just been feeling really empty, I guess, as a result. And I have struggled, or at least I feel like I have had depression or like struggled with it since I was like 10 and I'm now 26. So that's like a really long time to be like dealing with mental health, like mental illness really. Like yeah, I was 10, I'm 26, so that's a long time. And at the same time I have struggled with like anxiety. I also struggle with self-harm. I have posted a trigger warning, like a little like thing beforehand just in case, but I have also struggled with self-harm for a long time, also an eating disorder. I used to basically starve myself. At one point I was anorexic, but it wasn't like to an extreme, but it was present. And then I don't know what happened or what the switch was, and then it kind of just went into the opposite direction and it went into like binge eating instead. And I've kind of had to deal with that at the same time. It's just been a lot. I feel like there's a lot of different like things, and I think also as well, like when it comes to things that are like harmful, is a lot easier to kind of fall into those than it is to like build healthier habits. So whenever it comes to some, like I feel like I'm also very like self-destructive in a lot of ways, and honestly it's not nice. It's a really unpleasant feeling to have. I was clean for about a year and like a month or something like that from self-harm, but unfortunately recently I relapsed, and I was so gutted because I feel like I'd done so well for such a long time, and like I think that was probably like my longest run as well for being clean. So yeah, it was kind of like devastating to like having like gone back into like a old sort of like a way of like dealing with things, but it is what it is. I feel like I was just in, like I was at rock bottom, but then it felt like you can't go any further, but then it feels like you've like a well's like dropped on top of you. I literally said I wouldn't cry and I cried. That feeling of just like being really lonely, but then feeling like a burden and just like feeling like you don't have someone you can go to is just not the one. And then mix that in with just feeling really suicidal. Yeah, it's not where you want to be. And it got to a point where I was like ready to like write a note and everything, and then like when it got to that point I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, like literally like, what am I doing? And it's just like, okay, no, like I can't continue to like live on and constantly like either be stuck in this feeling or like keep falling back into it and kind of like not dealing with a lot of those issues. Yeah, that was like me last week, and I was like, actually, was it last week? I think it's like literally like Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like today is, yeah, it's about like a week since it's kind of all kind of went down. But yeah, so I was like, this is not it. Like this is absolutely BS, and it shouldn't be like this at all. And obviously if you are struggling, please make sure that you try to get some help, because there are a lot of resources out there that we can reach out to now as well. And you know, you're not alone when it comes to feeling that way as well. And it was just like trying to remind myself of that too. And it got to a point where literally like all I was doing, I mean, there's not really much for get ready with me, but literally okay, I'm gonna just like quickly prime my eyes and then move on to eyeshadow. I'm just using the Vizia eye primer. It's okay, like it is what it is. But I kind of really miss my Milani one, so I'm hoping once I use up all of my primers I can go back to that one. Also, if you guys have any good suggestions for like a glitter primer, please let me know, because I'm also in the market for one. Mine's like so badly expired at this point. But yeah, like I was just saying, like I feel like for the last couple of months I've just been stuck in like a weird like loop of just like doom scrolling basically, on whether that's on Instagram or TikTok, and those would usually be the two places I would do that, or like shopping to fill a void, which I've done for years, and that's honestly just led me into like a big debt that I need to like work off. And you know, like it's not been an ideal situation, and all I'm doing is just spending so much time on like TikTok, mainly TikTok, and like watching Instagram reels, like, and then to just feel like empty. And it wasn't like I was like comparing my life to others, because obviously that's very damaging, but it was more of a case of like just feeling guilty, but also like shame that all of these people, like they've come so far, like even seeing people in the same like cohort as me, like from people from like school, uni, like they've done so much, and people are getting like second degrees, people have like traveled, people have like achieved all these really good things, and like here's me, like what have I done in just like the last year that has like really stood out to me, if I'm being honest. And I know we can be really cruel to ourselves at times, and it's really easy to kind of be that way, but it was just one of those things. I was like literally like, what have I done? Like what can I sit here and say like, damn, I'm so proud I've done that? And like, you know, before I had these things of like, at least I was like posting content, I was like writing on my blog, which I honestly really miss doing, and I really can't wait to get back into that. But it was like, at least I was doing something still. And I feel like at least for the last like year or so, I haven't done anything that I can like remotely think of or that stood out to me. I'm currently just using my e.l.f. I Love You Latte palette. There's not really much left in here, it's about this much. I am gonna post an update on my Pan That palette. Spoiler alert, I've decided to declutter one of them, and I'm just heavily focusing on getting this one done. But anyway, but yeah, like it got to a point and I was like, okay, literally like there is nothing going for me. I am miserable in like the place I am right now. Like I don't even enjoy my job. I'm struggling managing basically every aspect of my life right now, whether that's relationships, friendships, like financially, like spiritually, mentally, like literally every aspect, including like just everything. And I kind of just deeped it a little bit. And I was like, yeah, no, this is not the place to be in. You know, like I did therapy before, but it was like those short sessions that you get from uni. They give like 6 a year, and I just kind of did those and they were helpful in a lot of ways, but I feel like I kind of just like scratched the surface of that. And also like therapy in general is just so expensive. I'm not in a place where I can afford to go private, and even on the NHS there's like a waiting list, and there's like a long wait list for that, and it can just be long, you know. But yeah, so there's a lot of kind of like those things that kind of weighed heavily on me, and it kind of just got to a point and I was like, what am I doing? And why am I stuck in this loop? Like I want this to end some way. And it kind of originally, you know, like I said, like I did relapse and I was ready to write a note and everything like that, and just like call it done, call it quits, be like, that's it, I've had enough. And honestly, I'm so glad that before I got to that point, I kind of just like went, what the fuck? Like literally, what the fuck are you doing? Like there's so many things, you know, that you have to look forward to. And there's one quote that I keep seeing on like TikTok for some reason, and it's always like so this is like more like the spiritual, I guess, like religious kind of aspect, but more like the spiritual, I don't know, like the more spiritual aspect of it. And there was something, I'm like paraphrasing, like I don't exactly remember what it was, but it was something like God showed you what your life would be like, and then you were given the option whether you wanted to live it or not, and you chose to live this life. It's like there's obviously something that I saw at the time, I don't know, but a lot of things just like hit me like a train that day, and it was a lot of emotions, there's a lot of that. And I'm kind of glad that obviously it's an unpleasant feeling, like being in that sort of mindset at the time, yeah, like being ready to like absolutely end it all. But then like I'm kind of glad I did, because it gave me a new perspective and I really needed that. So literally last week, well, it's been about like a week. Actually, it has been a week. Today's not even a Saturday. It's literally like a Wednesday. No, it's a Tuesday. But like literally this time last week, I decided that I'm going to go on like a social media break, because the whole thing of like doom scrolling isn't really helping. Like if all I'm doing in my whole life, every single day, is waking up, feeling crap, not having slept properly the night before, having to rush, like literally roll out of bed, go to work, finish, be absolutely miserable and exhausted, and then just like burnt out, and then not having time to kind of recover from that, having all these other responsibilities that I'm like kind of ignoring, and then just like feeling guilty on top of that, not really doing any sort of self-care or taking care of yourself, anything like that. And to constantly keep repeating that, like that's such a like horrible cycle to be in. And obviously there's a lot else that's happened in between. I ended up in the hospital because I had a really bad like a stress episode. The stress got really bad. It ended up with me having like a vertigo episode for like over 24 hours, and I blacked out whilst driving at one point as well. Like it was scary. It was really, really scary. I mean, the hospital didn't really do anything. She said after I spoke to 111, they're like, you need to go in to the hospital. Went there, and it was just kind of like, yeah, you're just stressed and you need to find a better way of dealing with it, like, and kind of just left it at that. But yeah, no, like I think all of these things, and I feel like every single year something always happens. I'm like, okay, no, like I need to learn to like kind of deal with some stuff, but then I don't, and I kind of like keep falling back in the cycle. But I think I'm at that point where I'm just so done with constantly keep falling back into like that feeling of just being at rock bottom, not being able to enjoy life, not doing things that you know you necessarily want to do, like not going out, not just like romanticizing life, and in general just like taking care of yourself. Because when you take care of yourself, like everything else sort of like falls into place. You're not as stressed, things don't seem like the end of the world to you as much as they would do when you've already neglected yourself, and like your stress is so high, your anxiety is so high. Literally, like I said, this is going to be all over the place. But yeah, so I decided because of all of that, I've decided that I was just going to go on a social media break, and I feel like that's probably the best thing I've done. I did that a couple years ago when I was going through like a really bad episode again of depression. Like in the past, one of the ways I've dealt with like suicidal feelings is by getting tattoos, and culturally it's not really something you do, but also religiously it's not something you should be doing either. Yeah, so that was literally like at a point I got so bad, I was just like, so I was just like, I can't, like it's either like I'd done the typical like self-harm type of behaviors, nothing was helping, and then I got to a point like I was like, okay, like what else can I do? Like I'm not 100%, like that's not like, I don't exactly want to go kill myself, but like at this point, like that's such a strong emotion and I don't know what else I can do. So I kind of went down, got loads of tattoos everywhere everywhere, and it's not like, again, like an ideal thing. And I get shitted on a lot for that, but that's it. It's a whole other like situation. And I was just like, yeah, I kind of forgot the point of what I was getting at before, but literally like I feel like at the time, like before, when it's gotten this bad and I have taken a social media break, but yeah, it's actually really helped me just emotionally. Like it's kind of taken, normally you can't, oh, I hit pan by I hit pan in this like Colourpop eyeshadow, which is quite exciting actually. I'm currently also going through my entire collection to figure out what I want to keep or not, but that besides the point. And it like going on that break at the time really helped. I was on a break for a long time. I think it was like a couple of months. I turned off notifications for all social medias. Like I was mainly on like Instagram, Snapchat. I had 2 accounts. I got my personal one and then the one like daily with deals that I post on like content and stuff. I kind of just went on that break, and honestly it was probably the best thing ever that I could have done for myself. And at the time, like I took that time to do things for myself, but I don't think I necessarily did things properly or did things enough to kind of deal with myself and deal with everything that was going on at the time efficiently, whereas this time I feel like it's different. But yeah, like I've still like gone on like TikTok a little bit and like Instagram here and there and kind of see what people are up to, but it's usually just like people I was quite close with or like I'd communicate with like quite often. But otherwise, like for the most part, I have avoided it. If I have ever gone on Instagram, I've probably seen 1 or 2 people's stories, probably seen like the first 2 or 3 posts that show up on your For You page, and then like swipe right back off of it. But I've turned all my notifications off, so if people are messaging me, I'm not seeing them. And I'm kind of glad I did that, because since I've done that, I have been able to kind of take a step back from everything. Like I'm not exactly processing everything that's happened, but I have been able to kind of take care of myself a little bit more. I've been off my phone. A lot of the times I'm just like leaving my phone around. So even if I'm getting notifications like from people messaging me, I don't feel the urge to like respond straight away or be on my phone constantly. And like, you know, when you get so addicted as well, you want to like you're on your phone constantly for like no reason, like online shopping and then wanting this or the other. And I feel like it's helped me just being off my phone in general with a lot of things, because if I wasn't going to like binge eat, if I wasn't going to self-harm, I'd end up like impulsively shopping, and that's again not ideal because it's ended me up in like so much debt and it's not been the one. And instead I've picked up another habit that I've really been enjoying, and I love to read. I've always loved to read as a kid, and I'm kind of glad I went back and started to read again. I'm just going to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. People love it, people hate it. It's okay product, but it is like pricey in my opinion. I know it's supposed to be the dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. I've never had the Charlotte Tilbury one, so I have no idea if it is like a really good dupe. It basically does the same thing. It's like an okay product. But yeah, I have picked up reading again. I did like a big order of books. Did I need any new ones? No, because I had about 280 books or something like that already that I hadn't read. Did I need the new like bunch of books? Absolutely not. I did get them anyway, so I'll probably like post a book haul at some point, whether that's before this video or not. And then yeah, I ordered a bunch of books. I ordered one series that I really want to read for a long time, and it's called the Wolf Brothers series. I read it when I was like 13. I was in year 9 and my English teacher had those books. She had at one point the full series, but basically people just kept taking the books and the book kept going missing. But I remember reading the first book, and I think I started reading the second book before it went missing. And yeah, I was really gutted because I was really enjoying that book at the time. And then it's kind of always been one of those things that I really wanted to go back and read. So I finally got it. I got the series, and I have like literally, it's been about a week of me reading, and I've flown through the first 3 books. There's been 2 nights where I have stayed up to like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to finish off those books, and I can't lie, I'm so glad, because those books are so good. And I'm glad I kind of went back and started to just like read, because it's one of those things, like, I don't know, but if you read, you know what I mean, but you get like, it kind of just, basically it's like an escape, and it's a good way of kind of just like calming yourself down, I think. And I'm so glad I picked up reading again, because it was nice, and I've been enjoying the books I've been reading. And now I'm on the 4th book, which is Outcast, and I've read about like the first 3 or 4 chapters, and like, damn, it's good. I mean, it's for like teenagers, like around like the age of 13. I don't care, I'm still gonna read the series, but it's so good. But yeah, I'm just using this Rimmel Free foundation. This is supposed to be a moisturizing skin tip foundation. I can't lie, it's actually quite nice. I do like it. I've just mixed it in with the NARS Longwear foundation, just because that shade's a little bit deeper for me, and I'm also trying to use this up. There's only a little bit left. I had to check this up earlier because it was just, yeah. Oh god, okay, anyway. I've just been really getting back into reading, and I've really enjoyed that. I've literally gone through and I've counted the amount of books that I have, and it's ridiculous. And I'm just so glad that I picked up reading again, because I feel like now that I picked up reading, I've also kind of picked up again, like, just self-care, like especially at night time. Like, I neglected doing skincare at the time. I realized half the time I've like blocked the camera with this, so I do apologize. Like, half the time, like, I mean, before, for a really long time, I wasn't actually doing things like just like washing off any makeup, or like just washing off my sunscreen and laundry in the day, or like just basic hygiene, like brushing your teeth, flossing, things like that. And obviously when you have depression, it's very difficult to do those things anyway. I was getting better at doing it in the mornings, but still, like, the one doing it at night time, it was quite difficult. And then it would be like things like when it comes to taking showers and stuff, and you know, just doing all of those things, I was really struggling with. And it took a long time, and it took a lot out of me to kind of be like, oh my god, I've got hair on my face somewhere and it's not coming off. Okay, it took a long time for me to be like, no, like, you do deserve to be loved and cared for, so you do also deserve to, you know, do skincare. And like, again, like, I have so many products as well, like, why am I not using them? So it was again like a lot of guilt of like, oh my god, like, I'm not using these products that I have, like, I'm feeling guilty. But I'm also already feeling guilty because I've not actually been like taking care of myself, or like taking care of my personal hygiene, which I should have been doing. Like, again, as you guys know, when you have depression, when you have these like really bad days and stuff, it's really difficult to then go ahead and honestly take, on top of that, have to like take care of yourself. Oh my god, okay, doing foundation around my nose is a mission, because I feel like it just never sets properly. But yeah, like, since like the last week, for most part, I have actually done my evening skincare routine, and that's been nice. It's just been nice because then I don't feel icky before going to bed. I don't feel guilty. My room has also become like fallen into place. I feel like I have been able to kind of get that balance in my room as well, because again, you know, when you're depressed, it's really hard for you to take care of your surroundings and stuff too. And I have slowly just been able to detach emotionally from things that I have, so I'm able to get rid of more and open up spaces, and then just make sure, like, I mean, there's no way I'm going to become a minimalist, but it's just like the things that I have kind of have a place to go. So if my room does ever get bad, it doesn't have to take me like 3 days to clean it up like I used to a couple of years ago. It can just take me like a couple of hours. Everything will be nice, tidy, clean, and it'll all be back in its like specific places. And honestly, it's been so nice to do that. I feel like sometimes we feel like, not even just sometimes, a lot of times I guess we feel like there is nothing that can save us and no one's gonna come to save you. And I guess that's true, but to an extent, like, not really, because you've kind of got to save yourself, and you've got to also remind yourself that you deserve to live, and you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to like experience life and just enjoy, and like do things to like make you feel good. And you know, like, you do also deserve to experience things and just like feel joy and like learn new things, meet new people, make new memories. Like, you two are deserving of that. And I think it's just like, it's one of those situations, unfortunately, where where you have to, I guess, do more to then help yourself. But yeah, like, you're gonna have to do more to kind of help yourself. Again, like, I've struggled with this for like, what, 16 years now. There's hair in my face, driving me nuts. But yeah, like 16 years is a long time. Like, people struggle with it for years, some people like less, but like honestly, like I don't know, but something feels a bit different about things this time. Depression is not something that can like just leave your body and go. Neither is like anxiety, OCD, just any of those. Like, and I have a decent list of like mental illnesses, but you know, I think it's just about learning to kind of, when you get to that point of like you feel like you're drowning, just like trying to keep your head up, or like maybe having somebody or like something that you can do to ground yourself. And honestly, like I'm thinking about making like a little toolbox, like a survival toolkit for myself. Like if I ever do fall back into that place, there's certain things I know that work for me, and it's kind of like just like mustering the energy to do those, and like remembering that there's things that you can fall back on to kind of just give you that little push to get back on your feet and then be able to walk, just put one foot in front of the other and to keep going, because that's, you know, that's important. And again, like with like mental illness, it comes in waves. I really need to clean my makeup sponges, but like with depression, obviously it comes in waves, and you know, one day you might be happy and the next day you're absolutely like ready to lose your shit, and it happens. But it's, I guess it's also one of those things where you've got to kind of keep reminding yourself to just take it one day at a time, or like literally, even if one day is too much, just take one step at a time, because you'll eventually pull yourself out of it. Like you've pulled yourself out before, you'll definitely do it again, and you're more than capable of doing it again. But literally, like I said, this was going to be like really messy and all over the place, so like I do apologize for it being really messy and all over the place, because I do want to cry, if I'm being honest. I'm now just going to go in with this Jouer champagne and macaron palette. I mean, it looks absolutely vile on the inside. I have tried my best to clean this up. I hope you can see that. But yeah, I've hit pan on the bronzer, then I've repressed it because it got to a point where it was just like getting a little bit difficult to pick up with my brush. And then I've hit pan on 2 blushes. I don't like this one because it's really matte, this one here, and then it just feels so dry. And the highlighter, I feel like it just like highlights the texture of my skin, and I don't like that either. So I might just I'm gonna try the highlighter one more time just today, and if it still doesn't work, honestly, I'm just gonna scrape it out because I ain't got time for that. I have so much other products I can use instead. But yeah, like I just want to say, like, I'm at that point now where I am just trying to take it bit by bit and like day by day. And I'm gonna go back to work soon anyway, which I am nervous to do just because I'm worried I'm gonna fall back into that place. But I feel like I've come to a point where I'm now a little bit, I don't want to necessarily use that word, but I feel a little bit more stable, if you know what I mean. And I feel like I can kind of get myself to do a little bit more. I do still need, like, there's still like a long way to go. Like, for instance, I need to work on my god, my hair's really annoying me. I need to work on my sleep. I do need to get better, because when I go back to work, you know, it's not going to be ideal to like not have slept enough. I hate the way the foundation sits around my nose area. Like, that really bugs me. But yeah, like I do need to kind of get better at that, and I think I will eventually. Like, I miss like the times I was able to like be asleep by 10 and I'd be up at like 6:30 or something like that. But like still, these are like things I can work towards, which is absolutely fine. And then another thing is going to be like just like taking oh my god, I had to like breathe that in for some reason. But another thing like I really want to just work towards is, I guess, just having like a bit of a routine. And it's really easy to say, like, I just want a routine, but I honestly do, because I feel like it helps. It doesn't have to be anything too rigid, or like something that you have to like stick to, like as if you were in like the military. I feel like that's the only example I can give. Like, it doesn't have to be that strict, but I feel like when I have some sort of a routine, it still works a lot better, and it makes me feel like I am more calm and I'm at zen. One thing, and I mean, I usually used to do a lot is like meditate about like 5 minutes a day, but I was watching quite a few TikToks previously, and people were saying like if you're in like a functional freeze, then that's the last thing you should be doing, because if you've already dissociating, it's going to make you dissociate more. And I feel like I have, what the hell is that? I have been dissociating a lot more anyway in general, so I'm trying to keep that one off my like sort of like to do in my routine. But yeah, like there's other things that I know I can do, like for instance journaling is a big thing. I used to do reading, which I am doing now, but I was like just reading more often. Journaling was a big one. Maybe like picking up just like writing a blog again. I can literally just be posting once a month, because that's not that much pressure compared to like before, where I used to try to do once a week, and it could just be like maybe posting once a month or once every 2 months, and then kind of building up from that. And then you know, like sometimes yeah, like just to do all those like creative things, like maybe scrapbooking again. I'll eventually get back into bullet journaling, but I'm not really ready for that commitment, because I feel like that is a commitment which I'm just not ready to do right now. But eventually I will definitely pick it up, because I miss bullet journaling. I feel weird when I don't add eyeshadow on the bottom of my eyes, because I've been doing that so much now. So literally any eyeshadow that's left over on my brush from when I was doing it on top of my eye, I've just kind of taken that out under my eye and just done that. But yeah, like it's just kind of like now I'm gonna kind of do those things that I know like work for me, but also just making sure that on like a weekly basis I'm able to either do like some sort of reset for like a couple of hours, but literally I feel like I need to like factory reset myself, and to do something maybe like for like 2 to 3 hours, and like have no disturbances, and kind of just do like the activity or two, and kind of be able to do that. So I might go back into like painting, sketching. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, no, things were bad, and I'm just kind of glad I kind of got into the side. But again, like I'm so sorry for the fact that this was like all over the place. It was bound to happen, but yeah, like I just didn't necessarily want to cry too much. But probably I'll give more like details and stuff when I'm ready to. If I don't do it as like a video, I'll probably do it on my blog, so you can always check that out. I always link that anyway down below, so feel free to have a read, you know. Feel free to also check me out over on Instagram. I'm not going to post for some time, but I will eventually get back into it. So what I might do is like take a month or 2, I think, off. I feel like that's a good amount. Ideally I feel like I should be off for about 3 months, and then we'll see what I do, what I get back up to. But yeah, I think now is the time where, you know, when you just get out of like a bad episode, like you just have to be really careful. I'm just really cautious that if I take one wrong step, I'm gonna fall back into the belly of the beast, and I do not want to do that. So yeah, I'm just learning to take things like slow, and I'm okay with it. But yeah, like literally again, like if you are struggling, try to reach out for help, because help is always available. And it's a tough fight with depression. It's really tough, and it will take a lot out of you, but there are people in this world who love you and adore you. I don't really want you guys to get close up of my makeup because it's disgusting, but there are people again in this world that absolutely adore you, and they love you to pieces, and they want what's best for you. And yeah, like it's easy to feel that we are alone, but we're not, and help is always available. You know, if you have to reach out to your doctor, reach out to a friend, there's online resources available nowadays, and I'm going to link everything I can down below. So please also make sure you check out those resources if you are struggling. And it's okay to you know, if you fall back into things and if you've been good for a long time, but unfortunately life just got like ahead of you, like it's okay and it's understandable. Like at the end of the day, we are humans. We are like gonna have those times when we sort of like mess up and things get too much and they get too overwhelming and stuff. But it's gonna be about like sometimes just the thing of like taking a step back and sort of like evaluating like the situation and seeing where you are, seeing how you stand, and being like, okay, like I'm kind of fucked right now, but it doesn't have to be like this for a long time. Like, what's the one thing you can do now that's gonna help you, you know? This brush is from Spectrum. I can't lie, I really love their brushes. I hate the foundation brush though. If you guys have any good recommendations for foundation brushes, please let me know. A lot of the times I find that they're either really hard or they are really streaky, and I don't like that. But if you have any good ones that you like, please let me know, because I'm in the market for a new one. Before I go in with like mascara and my lip products, I'm just going to go in with this iconic London spray. I really like this. This is the Prep Set Glow Original. It's like a really nice like shimmery spray. I can't lie, I went for the first one really fast because I absolutely loved it, and then I bought the full size version. The spray on this isn't that great, but it's a really good spray. I'm just gonna spritz this a little bit. I don't know how much of a before and after you'll be able to see. So this is the before, this is the after. It gives a really nice like dewy look, sort of like dewy, glowy, and I do like it. I don't use it all the time, but I do use it quite often enough that I've almost finished it. I feel like Iconic London as like a brand is kind of like slept on. They do have a lot of really good products, but I think one of the issues might be with the shade range. I haven't really explored much, but I have used a few products that I really liked. I just wish like more of these brands that like produce good products had like a better shade range. I feel like that's a whole video for another day. I'm just gonna quickly, not that I need a highlighter, but I'm gonna quickly highlight. I'm gonna use, like I said, the highlighter in here and see if it highlights the texture today again, because if it does, I'm just gonna scrape it. Like I'll probably post like a video at some point on my declutter, and I'll probably post another video of kind of like a full collection video at the end of the year, or maybe start of next year, kind of telling the numbers of the products that I own, like how much in each category, what I've let go of, just like things like that, you know? I know some people absolutely love that. If you're from the Panic community, you know you love it. I do too, I can't lie, but we'll see. I don't know how quick I'm gonna actually post this video. It might take me some time, or what I might do is record a bunch of videos, kind of film them, edit them, and then schedule them, just to make things a bit easier so I don't have to necessarily think of like videos for a long time. But we'll see. Like I kind of do want to get back into like just doing these like bits and pieces here and there that really helped. And I feel like just having that sort of like outlet is really important. So if there's one message you take from this video at all, this like absolutely chaotic video, is have something you can do to rely on that helps you feel grounded. Something healthy. It has to be a healthy habit, whether that's going to be reading, whether that's going to be walking, whether it's going to be going to the gym, going on a walk, dancing, whether it's going to be joining like a salsa class or any sort of classes, whether that's going to be painting, whether it's going to be like sitting down painting your nails, whether that's going to be doing your makeup as a hobby. Honestly, I get lost in the process of doing makeup. I can be sat here doing makeup for like hours. It's always the smallest things that make the biggest difference. And I'm going to just pick that one thing, which is going to be doing my... Actually, to be fair, I feel like reading has been more helpful. So for me, it's going to be making sure that I read every day for the next month. And then next month, I'm going to pick up a new hobby. Not a hobby, actually, like a self-care... like self-care thing that I do. And I think most likely that will be a weekly sort of like self-care routine, and that means like hair oiling, scalp massaging, like face masks, hair masks, whether that I need to wax or whatever, like dermaplaning, just like all of that stuff, and like having one like full-blown like shower, like literally like an everyday shower. No, not an everyday shower, everything shower, and just doing everything that I need to do in order to like feel really put together That includes also changing my bed sheets and just resetting my room, and I'm going to try to do that next week. And then after that, like, I'll pick up another habit, or maybe like I'll try to just balance the two for some time. So it's kind of like where I am at this point. I mean, I'm still like, it's like I'm walking on like a tightrope, and I'm really struggling to balance, and I'm really trying to like not fall over, you know. But it's just one of those things where you really just have to take it a little at a time. And again, it's literally just putting one step in front of the other and just keeping your head up. And that's what I'm gonna do, and we'll see how it goes. I might do like a check-in a couple months from now to see how things are going, to see if I've fallen back or not. I'm just gonna finish off with using this gloss. I'm not gonna do any mascara. I'm gonna try to practice to do like eyelashes separately, but this is the shade Moody. I feel like with Elf, they tend to discontinue their products like after like a year or two, which is kind of sad. But yeah, like you're never gonna find, I feel like, the same product unless that product goes absolutely viral and people love it. Otherwise I feel like any product that they've had, they always seem to discontinue. So yeah, they discontinued this gloss, but it's a really nice colour. I'm currently trying to use this up. I also pan makeup because I have worn so much, but I love just using up stuff and just seeing things like leave my space. I will do like an end of year, like a makeup empties. I did record a video for like last year's end of year empties, but I never got around to posting it. But yeah, like, it is what it is. I mean, I might still like edit it and post it. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but we'll see. This is literally the end result before I go play around with eyelashes and then take off my makeup because it's so damn hot. I will definitely do like another video where I kind of go into more depth and then kind of discuss it a little bit more. But yeah, no, like, it's been rough, and I think like at the end of the day, like, you are the person that will save yourself, but like you also have to learn to take things like just at face value and not let everything feel like it's now going to be the end of the world. Because I was doing that a lot. Like, everything felt like it was the end of the world. I was taking things too personally when I shouldn't do, and I shouldn't have been bothered taking things personally. I was letting whatever bullshit people said affect me, and like the actions affect me, and then feeling so like, oh my god, like, you know, like this person's always been like this, and like maybe I'm to forget. Just like letting all of that kind of eat me up. I'm already an overthinker, so that doesn't really help. But yeah, it just got to a point, honestly, it made me so sick. And at one point you just got to like learn and realize like it's not fair to yourself to let all these like external factors like eat you up and can't basically destroy you, because it's obviously not affecting other people the way it's going to affect yourself. And like, obviously when you're stressed, even though that's like it's more like a mental thing, it comes out in your body physically anyway, whether that's like pains or aches or like other injuries and stuff like that. Same thing with like anxiety and depression. It comes out in like physical aches and pains, and it's not really fun. So yeah, like, I think this is kind of like the biggest kind of like hit that I've had. And it was one of the situations, it's like, okay, no, like, you need to learn when to kind of just like take a step back and do something for yourself. So yeah, here's to a whole new, I guess, like chapter. Here's to me trying to romanticize life and self-care and self-love, because that's really important, and just taking care and nurturing like my inner self, like my inner child, my inner teen, because I know that they are so hurt. So I'm gonna kind of just end it here because I feel like I can blab on for like ages and just talk about absolutely nothing, and I don't want to do that. Also, I'm like currently dying, so I might just like go and turn my fan on for a bit. But honestly, life sucks, and you're always gonna have like times when you feel like you're being dragged through the gutter, but it's just about reminding yourself that life ebbs and flows, and it's okay, and you'll always be okay. You'll have time again where you're feeling better and you can get out of this like weird like fog that you're in at the moment, and you will, and things will get better, things will get easier. You've got to learn to kind of really push like self-love and self-care onto yourself. And if you are struggling, to reach out. I'm going to link as many resources as I can down below. Reach out to friends, reach out to family, reach out to your GP. There's so many online like services as well that are available. You can speak to people over the phone. There are like online forums as well. Like I'm sure like on Reddit there's so much stuff available. Please take care of yourself emotionally. Like your well-being is really important, and it is really important that you do find ways that like can help you feel grounded, and that can help you kind of just give you that like okay, like things are going to be okay sort of feeling. I'm going to leave it at this, and I'll catch you guys at another time with another video. So bye for now.